months into results. We haven't come just to lecture, we haven't come just to share. We've come to do a combination of things, hopefully, that'll create all kinds of unique individual, collective activity after this weekend is finished. Jot the phrase down, results is the name of the game. According to the Christian story, the first couple, Adam and Eve, were instructed to be fruitful. Fruitful, produce some results. Fruitful is kind of an interesting word. It sort of denotes abundance. Here's what I think fruitful and abundance and productivity. And I think here's what it means. To go to work on producing more than you need for yourself. Go to work producing more than you need for yourself. And I think we fulfill that command so long ago given to be fruitful, to be productive, to produce far more than you need for yourself so that you can bless others, bless your community, bless your nation, bless your enterprise. Produce more ideas than you need for yourself that you can share and give them all away. Produce more in terms of substance and money and treasure and all things valuable to human beings, far more than you need for yourself. R.G. Letourneau's story, the man who built the big earth-moving machines, it was his goal to someday give away 90% of his income. Giving away far more than anyone could possibly imagine. Someone says, wow, 90% is an awful lot to give away. Well, you should have seen the 10% that was left. I mean, once abundance starts to come, once someone becomes incredibly productive, it's amazing what the numbers turn out to be. It's amazing what it finally totals. Incredible. So hopefully we'll have guidelines for you during this weekend so you can turn the response you've created already by being here, then the response by employing your mental activity and taking notes and putting all this through your mental processes so that you can create this kind of results when you leave here. Next, best way to make the most out of this weekend is just a few things. Number one, be thankful for what you already have. This looks like a pretty prosperous audience already. So we're already doing well, which is okay. But what if we could multiply the value of our productivity by 2, by 3, by 5, by 10? Would that be valuable? And the answer is yes, of course it would. But first of all, to have the mechanism or the inspiration or whatever it takes to really do extremely well, first you start with thanksgiving, to be thankful for what you already have. We have already solved the problem of necessity. In this room, we've probably already solved the problem of survival. So we're no longer concerned with just necessity and survival. We're perhaps beyond that. But now that we have gotten beyond that, no telling what else we can do, but first of all, let's be thankful for what we've accomplished up until now. The years that have brought me here and the experiences that have brought me here, starting with my parents who raised me, gave me an incredible foundation that's lasted me all of these years. And the mentors that I've met along the way, absolutely changing and revolutionizing my life, my income, my bank account, my future. All of that collectively has brought me here. I'm so grateful for the people, the association, for the ideas, for the chance to work and labor, produce myself. All of that brought me to this place this weekend. I'm grateful for it. For the countries we represent, where we have freedom, liberty. Make this note. It's one of the best for the day. These are extraordinary times. About 11 years ago, the walls came tumbling down in Germany. And it started a wave of democracy and freedom like the world hasn't ever seen before. It looked like communism was on the march for so many years, and the dark shadow of that political philosophy fell on so many countries that I visited even back in those early days. And now those shadows are beginning to flee away. And the light of democracy and freedom and capitalism is now the order of the day. And there's just a few old dictators left, and they will soon be gone. Here's the good news. In our lifetime, they will all be gone. That's an incredible thought to think. The dictators of the past will all be gone. Years and years ago, when I went to South America, almost every country had a dictator. Now they're all gone. I mean, in that whole hemisphere, there's only one left, and that's Castro, and he will soon be gone. And the Gaddafis will soon be gone, and the Saddam Husseins will soon be gone, and they will all be gone. Because now, once this wave of capitalism and freedom and free enterprise and spirituality now sweeping the whole world, once it started all those years ago, I'm telling you, it is such an incredible sight to see. I now have the opportunity to lecture in East Germany and to lecture in Czechoslovakia and Poland. The last time I was in Poland, we had a bomb scare. It was incredible, middle of the winter. And they said, you know, there's a bomb in the place. So we all vacated and went out in the winter and stayed for about, 20, 25 minutes while they brought in the sniffing dogs to clear the place. And no one left. Everyone came back in, middle of the winter in Poland. So that means everything is changing. Jim Rohn teaching capitalism in Moscow and in Siberia, Novosibirsk. I'm one of the few that's been sent to Siberia that came back. And now I'm going again, hoping I get back again. Incredible. These are extraordinary times, politically, socially, and every other way. There's never been anything like it in the history of the last 6,000 years of the human race. It's extraordinary. These are extraordinary times, politically, with freedom on the march, socially, economically, extraordinary times. So make this note, Jim Rohn's view of the 21st century, unprecedented opportunity, every field you can imagine, every endeavor you want to try, unprecedented opportunity. Of course, along with all the challenges that we've faced forever. But this is a new day. This is a new wave. This is a new scene nationally and for each of us personally. There's nothing like it. Unprecedented opportunity. Now here's number 2 of the 21st century, keen competition. It's called world competition now. Not just person to person, not company to company, not industry to industry. What happens on the other side of the world now greatly affects us on this side of the world. So it's a world game to play. This is one of our chances now to play the world game. I travel all over the world. I mean, it's incredible. I leave Los Angeles, 14 hours later, I'm in Tokyo. 5 meals, 3 movies, and you're there. I mean, this is easy stuff. I fly the Concorde, right? 3 hours, London, New York. These are extraordinary times. In about 10 days, I'll be down in South America, Argentina, Venezuela. Incredible. The jets fly everywhere. And then all night long, the jets fly to our countries, bringing us, goods and services and fruits and vegetables from anywhere in the world. It's unbelievable. These are extraordinary times. Unprecedented opportunity, but keen competition. So here's what you need now to really be successful in the 21st century. Number 1 is multiple skills. Hopefully we'll talk about some of those skills this weekend. Don't be caught now in the 21st century with just one skill. If you want to flourish, be fruitful. If you want to grow, produce more than you need for yourself. Learn more than one skill. This is also my perception now in traveling around the world. It would be useful to know more than one language. Learn more than one language. My father spoke German when I was a kid growing up, but he never taught me. My mother was English, but she also spoke French, but she never taught me. I could have learned 3 languages at the same time. These extra languages are so useful. I asked a teacher one time, how many languages can a child learn? Here's what she said, as many as you'll teach them. They don't lack capacity. They don't lack imagination. They certainly don't lack curiosity. They only lack a teacher. So if you think learning another language has sort of passed you by, make this note. Give it as a gift to your children. Another language. And then another language. When I lecture in the Scandinavian countries, they all speak several languages. I do my seminars in English because they can all understand English. In the Scandinavian countries, you're required to learn 4 languages during your educational process. 3 they assign and 1 you can choose. So when you finish the educational process in the Scandinavian countries, you now know 4 languages, which if you live in Europe is a great advantage. But it's a great advantage anywhere, learning that extra language. Some of my business colleagues that make mega millions every year, many of them speak more than 1 language, several languages. Michael Cole speaks, 7 languages. It's so much fun to travel around the world with Michael because he can talk to anybody, everybody. He knows all the languages. It's a gift to give to your children. Okay. So anyway, I said all that to say this. Oh, one more. Learn all the disciplines that make language and skills worthwhile. The disciplines of good health, the disciplines of staying vital. We'll talk about that just a little bit later. So that's your best advantage for the 21st century. So first of all, be thankful. Here's the next one now to make this weekend really powerful for you. Be eager to learn. And I hesitate to say that because, you wouldn't be here if you weren't eager to learn, to pay the price of time and money. And it wasn't the money that was really the expensive part for this weekend. It was the time. If you haven't made that note before, make it now. Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you can't get more time. So to ask you for the price for the seminar, fairly modest, but to ask you for the price in time for the seminar, incredibly expensive. To ask me for 3 days, that's a heavyweight cost for me. But it's exactly the same for you. 3 days is a chunk of time. And so the biggest investment for this weekend is not the money. The biggest investment is the time. So here's what I want to happen. I want this investment to pay off for you, multiplied many times over. What will this seminar be worth? Not the price it costs to get in, and not really the price of time. It may be worth 1,000 times more than that. What if I tried to make this seminar worth just exactly what you paid? That would be difficult. But what if I tried to make it worth 1,000 times more than you paid? I'm telling you, that might be easier because I'm inspired by ideas that have worked miracles in my life, and I want to share them with you. So I want you to be a lot richer when you walk out than when you walked in. So be eager to learn, take good notes. No matter how well you do, no telling what else you can do. If you're mega rich, you might become super mega rich, right, after this weekend. We in the Millionaires Club often invite a billionaire to come talk to us. He says, well, you guys are doing okay, but, come on. Get your act together. So no matter how rich you are, here's what's possible. You can multiply it by 2, by 3, by 5, by 10 with the right idea, the right inspiration, the right collective association here this weekend. It's going to give you a good chance. Now here's the next one. Argue later with all my stuff. I wish we had time to open it up so we could debate all this stuff right on the spot. Debate later with all of my ideas and the things I'm going to share with you. But make this note now, debate is important. That's why we have at least 2 parties in Congress, to debate good ideas. The communism said, no, one party is sufficient. But see, lacking debate, it's easy to become tyrannical. Power tends to corrupt. Absolute power tends to corrupt absolutely. So without debate, something can gather far too much power. So it's important. And a lot of the issues I'm going to raise this weekend, a lot of the stuff I'm going to share with you is up for debate. Here's why it's up for debate. I can only share with you my point of view. And there's got to be more than one point of view. If I looked at something from over here and I said, here's what it looks like to me, and you were standing over there looking back this way at it, you would say, no, here's what it looks like to me. Now, if I had invited you from back over there to come up here and look at it from where I am, You might say, gosh, you're right, Mr. Rohn. I never looked at it before from this vantage point. So that's what I want to do, and the speakers we've got this weekend are going to gather all of us up and share ideas from our point of view. But here's what you must remember. There's more than one point of view. So here's what's important: to be a student, not a follower. To be a student, not a follower. And part of being a student is to debate the ideas. Once you hear them, you say, right or wrong. Could it work for me, not work for me? Is that a little too heavy, or isn't it sufficient enough? Now, sometimes it's useful to debate with each other. I'm a good debater, right? If I choose one side, I don't really care which side to choose. Just pick a side. Go for it. I remember a great debate I really heard. Someone in America was debating someone in Canada that held a little more liberal position, and the American was very conservative. And the American said, every man for himself. Individualism, rugged individualism. And on the other side, the liberal said, well, yes, every man for himself, said the elephant as he danced among the chickens. I thought, hey, that's a pretty good point. So, whether it's liberal or conservative, we need both. In America, the Declaration of Independence is America's great liberal document. And the Constitution of the United States is America's great conservative document. So it takes a bit of both. Okay. But to debate the idea. Now, if you can't debate with someone, here's what you must learn to do. Debate with yourself. Is it valuable or isn't it valuable? Is this idea I've heard a bit off track, or is it on track? Would it be useful or not be useful? To debate the merits of trying it, to debate the merits of putting it into action. So debate is a way to refine a good idea. Someone in Congress says, I have an idea for the country. And the rest of them say, wonderful, put it on the table. So someone asks 3 questions, and this guy says, wow, I never thought of those questions. I withdraw my great idea. Well, it's a good thing we didn't try it on the country. So here's why we learn from multiple voices, but we don't become followers, we become students, and that is to refine ideas that can change our health, change our income, change our future, change everything for the better, make us more productive, to finally have far more in productivity than we need for ourselves. But eager to learn, exercise good debate. Now here's the last part to make this a valuable weekend, and that's to be a good listener. And I know that's not going to be easy. Most of our life is going on outside these 4 walls. Our business is out there, and our customers are out there, and the store we run is out there, and our children are out there, our family's out there, and our friends are out there. Everything, most of the things that involve our life are out there. So sometimes when the big part of our life that's going on out there, it's a little hard to sort of dismiss all of that for a while, put it in a place where you can just push it aside for just a little while and really listen intently and gather up the information. But I know you're going to do your best. Okay.